All right, folks, welcome to Everything Pro Wrestling. Everything Pro Wrestling is a show by the fans. Wait for it. For the fans. I am your host, Conrad Cushman. I've got Derek and Donnie with me today. We are going to get right to the point of this show. We are talking WWE Worlds Collide. This show is NXT versus NXT UK.
And I just want to say, this originally wasn't going to happen because of this guy, but I convinced him, and no regrets, right?
I'm going to say something really bad. When I just took back what we were talking about pre-show, I'm going to definitely get you back for this. Yeah, I said I didn't want to do the show. Sorry, I wanted a break. I'm sorry. Sorry. I do a lot. All right? So this show, guys, was NXT versus NXT UK. We're going to go through the entire card. Kind of a short card, but I want to get in some points. We're going to have a little bit of a discussion about some topics that are going on in the wrestling world, too. So you're going to want to make sure you stick around for that. I want to hear what you guys thought. What is going on, Little Fettuccine? Agree. We're going to get into that in a second.
Somebody already mentioned it?
No, he talked about the Undisputed Era. So...
Oh, man.
Mod messing up. Rookie of the year right here. But if you guys want to help out Everything Pro Wrestling, do me a favor. Make sure that you guys hit that like button for me. Helps out with the channel. Helps with the YouTube algorithms. Subscribe to the channel. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, you guys subscribe to the channel. A pretty neat pop-up happens. So if someone subscribes, let me know. It'll probably flash across the screen, make a noise. Don't be surprised. Pretty cool stuff, though, that I put behind it. Same thing for super chats, donations, or anything else if you're interested in doing any of that. Now, if you watch this after the fact, make sure you leave me a comment down below. I will respond to it. Our NWA Hard Times video getting some pretty good traction right now, so I appreciate that. And don't forget to join us tomorrow for the Royal Rumble. That's going to either be, like I said, something amazing or a show you do not want to miss. Rockstar Savage is not feeling the Rumble, it looks like. He put F the Rumble 100. But tonight's show, guys, took place in Houston, Texas at the Toyota Center. Very different, you know. Very different from what we're going to get tomorrow. They're going to be in a baseball stadium in Minute Maid Park. Houston, Texas, Toyota Center, though, they were the host for this. This was like a mini NXT takeover. Would you guys agree with that?
Absolutely.
The feeling? All right. What's going on, Chris? Good to have you in here, brother. Rockstar Savage said this show was awesome, though. He's giving props to it for being a good show. Let's get into the first match, shall we? Why waste any more time? Pre-show, we had Mia Yim versus the NXT UK champion, Kaylee Ray. Donnie, what are your thoughts on these two? I'm gonna let you start this with some generic convo here.
Well, I was listening to this match on the way here, and it looked like a decent match. There was a couple of cool spots Kaylee Ray and Mia Yim pulled. But, you know, just like a normal NXT weekly match episode.
Yeah, they had some good things that they were doing in here. Kaylee Ray ends up getting the victory in this one. It was a basic match, but I'll say this. I think this was Mia Yim's best match yet.
You know what? I've always been a fan of Mia Yim. I like what she does.
In the ring?
Yes.
See, I think Mia Yim... There's a expectation, I think, when the women's division is that good, that it's hard to, like, live up to that expectation. And I just feel like Mia Yim always just misses the mark for me. But tonight she showed that she had it. I think she has the potential. I just don't know if it's there, if you know what I mean. But Mia Yim hits it. This was her best match, in my opinion, so far. And Kaylee Ray is the one who I think now is kind of missing the expectations. I don't know why she's been women's champ since Cardiff. I'm not saying she's bad. I just don't...
Wow,
I don't see
it's
it.
been since Cardiff, that's right.
Yeah, I just don't see
I
it.
didn't think of that.
Live chat, if you think something different about Kaylee Ray, let me know. But I'm not feeling it. Mia Yim, I thought, had a hell of a match. The best match since she's been at NXT, in my opinion.
I would say...
match, though, man?
That's on the card, though. I'm talking about like the big shows, like TakeOver, things like that. Mia Yim stood out in a one-on-one match, is what I'm saying, versus gimmicks, ladders.
Mm-hmm. I think the problem with Mia Yim is either you are missing something or you're missing that particular match. For her, I feel like she's missing that particular match to get her to where the expectation is. She's like right below it. It's not that she can't perform. I think she's just missing that match that's going to put her in that expectation.
Jesus said this match was all right. Rob said she's better than Britt Baker. 100%, Rob. Not disagreeing with that.
I think
Rockstar Savage said KLR is great. Kaylee Ray is great.
I like Rockstar.
I do too. Rockstar is not saying anything wrong. I'm not seeing it. I think the UK division is weak. The women's UK division is not. They have a couple there's a couple standouts, but nobody is really taking care of it. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, they took Rhea Ripley, so then it was like, okay, that's one less good person. Then Toni Storm's hurt. She's not the champion. It feels weird in that position. Mm-hmm. Kaylee Ray's got the belt. Piper Niven's out with whatever medical condition she has going on. It's like, it's tough right now. But hats off to these girls. I gave this one a B-. Kaylee Ray gets the win after she grabs a handful of trunks or pants, whatever you want to call it, for the roll-up, and then she leans into the ropes. Referee missed it all. Good way to cheat, get some heat on her. She gets the win. She needs the victory anyway, in my opinion. So, good win for them on that one here. Let's see. Rob said KLR needs better competition. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe she just doesn't have great enough competition. Mr. Floodwater in the house. What's going on? Chris Matthews says KLR did seem a little bit off tonight. This is Mia's best match. See? Chris agrees. Yeah, okay. Shout out to Chris. Rockstar Savage says Mia Yim needs to be a heel. She is not a babyface.
I agree with that.
I haven't hated her since she's been doing it. Hashtag push Ginny and F Donnie. All right. Sorry,
Wait,
Donnie.
did Rob say that?
Yeah, he definitely put up
of course he did.
Put up middle finger emojis too. I respect it though, Rob.
Jenny.
I respect it. Let's get into the main card here. We had for the first match Finn Balor versus Ilya Dragunov. Yeah, Finn Balor and Ilya. I had no issues with this. This is a perfect match to kind of kick off the show. Good placement for it in this. Go ahead, Donnie. I'll let you take over for it.
So, I enjoyed this match a lot because, one, I'm really, really enjoying the new Finn Balor, who I like to refer to as New Japan Prince Devitt. I just, I love him, man. And Dragunov, he's really growing on me. Ever since he debuted in NXT UK, he's been having killer matches. He had an awesome match recently at Blackpool with who was it?
Cesaro.
Yep.
Yeah, Cesaro's the man. What's going on, Obi-Wan? Original Biggie's in the house, y'all. Make sure you show him some love.
What up?
This match had a couple awkward transitions. I don't know if it was just Dragunov being nervous because he was in there with Finn Balor. I mean, Finn Balor is kind of a big deal in the wrestling world.
Bigger crowd. This is like a big arena for him, so I think that could be too.
You know what? I feel like
there were some spot, like the one spot outside, jumping out.
To the floor?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna bust up his knees. That's fine. Yeah, I mean, that's his choice if he wants to do that. Reminds me of Macho Man jumping off the top ropes. He's gonna bust his knees up eventually.
Yeah. I feel like Finn Balor down at NXT should have just been what it is now. You know what I mean? Like, calling Finn Balor up to the main roster was cool and all, but I feel like they just didn't know what to do with him. So having him back down at NXT, I feel like this was what they were expecting him to do at the main card, but couldn't do it because of whatever the case may be, poor booking or whatever however you want to look at it.
Or the old man just
doesn't
know what to do these days.
But you bring Finn Balor down to NXT. Finn Balor is, like, dare I say, your Rocky Maivia of NXT.
Finn to me has outgrown NXT though. It's weird because when he was in NXT the first time, it was kind of like a farm system, and then he got called up, and now he's back down, and I feel like he's helping. He's helping prepare some people and putting on some big matches, but I don't know. This is very weird to me. Let me see what is going on in the chat. We got some. Rob says Dragunov has a bright future. Rockstar Savage says Dragunov was boo. Rob also said Prince Devitt is dead, sir. Original Biggie said was good to both of you.
What's up, Original?
What's up, man?
Show me some love, Obi-Wan. What happened to me? All good. I'm just messing with you. The crowd doesn't know who the F Dragunov is, Rockstar says. But this was a time to introduce them to him. And I think that, like they said, this guy's got a bright future here. Match ends with the shotgun drop kick into the corner. Coup de grace, and Finn picks him up for the 1916. Put him over strong, hitting him with 2 finishers. Excellent match. We gave this one a B for the rating. Well-deserved for Finn Balor. Good victory for him, too, heading into TakeOver Portland, where he will be facing Johnny Gargano.
Which we'll get into in a bit.
Yes.
I think that's going to be...
wild. It's going to be a good one. Now, next we get kind of like an interview segment on the outside. They were showing people in the crowd. We saw... was Mia Yim out there by this time with Keith Lee?
Yes.
Mia Yim, Keith Lee were in the crowd. We also got to see an interview from the crowd. The grizzled young veterans.
Grizzled.
They were out there, and then we saw the new tag team of the Broserweights, Matt Riddle, Pete Dunne, out there talking. The grizzled young veterans go on this promo. They are getting booed, like, out of the building, and then Matt Riddle gets on the mic and says... my bro from another Mo, Pete Dunne here, and he just starts going in. I like this tag team. They are
why
fun.
So serious?
Yeah, why so serious, bro? And it's perfect dynamic between these two teams. James Drake and what's the other guy's name now? It's gonna bother me.
Robert Gibson.
Not Robert Gibson.
No, I'm sorry.
Rock and Roll Express. Zach Gibson.
Zach Gibson. Yeah.
Grizzled Young Veterans. They're a serious tag team. They're no nonsense. Freaking the Bruiserweights or the Broserweights. Damn it, I'm messing this up royally. The Broserweights, excuse me, are going through everything, and they're like the most laid back tag team, but they're opposites. It's like the Odd Couple. Good stuff. I can't wait to see this. So this match will be happening next week, the Dusty Cup Finals on NXT TakeOver. And then it was announced that the winner will receive a tag team title shot at NXT Portland. So there's another match for you guys. Hopefully people will be excited for this one. Let me see. We got some more comments in here. I agree. Having Finn in NXT was a good move, Obi-Wan says. Dragunov is the UK version of Oni Lorcan. Bask in his effing glory. What? I'll be the blunt. Matt Riddle is going to smoke you both. Don't smoke, kids. All right. So we get to the next match. NXT Cruiserweight 4-Way. Got to give full credit to my man in the chat, Jesus De Leon. Jesus, we've been missing you in the chat, brother.
I know, man. What's going on, Jesus?
You've been talking. You've been real quiet lately. Derek joined the Facebook group, snuck in there, sneaking into our Facebook group. Stop it. And, yeah.
I got something. It's in the works.
NXT Cruiserweight Fatal 4-Way. Jesus posted a picture of the new title. They basically gave it a black strap and put the NXT logo on the Cruiserweight Championship. Good move. Updated the belt. Looked really good. Donnie, what did you think of the look of it?
I love it. It totally beats that purple piece of crap.
Yeah, I was never a fan of that belt.
I thought it looked all right at first, but eventually, I don't know, it looked too plasticky, kind of. And
I felt like that's, no pun intended, I feel like that should have been put in 205 Live. That's a 205 Live belt. Oh. I mean, you got to stick with the same theme here. All of your other titles are black and gold, except for this. Mm-hmm. Why?
I'm okay with this, though. I like the new look of the belt. They did their thing here. So, in the match, we've got Angel Garza from NXT, Isaiah Swerve Scott from NXT, Jordan Devlin, the Irish Ace, and the Kiwi Buzzsaw Travis Banks. Now, this is quite interesting of a mesh of people here, but to my shock, this match kicked ass, in my opinion. I thought this was a really, really good match. People were flying everywhere in this one, Donnie. What about that foot stomp tower they did in the very beginning? Thank you for not doing the stupid Tower of Doom, and you kind of modified it. That's all that I ask for, people.
Yeah, Tower of Doom is getting real played out. Let's slow it down. Tope Suicida, that too.
we can go on and on for what moves are played out. But
Destroyer.
What did you think of that foot stomp though by Swerve Scott, Donnie?
Yo, that was crazy. These boys, man, with these, I mean, that felt like a Ring of Honor moment. Sorry for using another promotion in this review, but
we'll never escape it.
Yeah, exactly.
Never.
You even brought up the Travis Banks hitting the Destroyer on Devlin.
So Devlin pulled Travis Banks into him, where Travis Banks did this quick flip over Devlin and went right into a Destroyer, which just the way it all just synced real fast was just like, wow, that was a crazy spot.
Rob just brought up something about the belt. Jesus said he has not been feeling well. That's why he has not been in the house. Get well, Jesus.
Get well, Padre.
Let's see here. That's a spoiler, so we won't get into that just yet because we haven't talked about the finish yet. Rob said much needed upgrade. I like that they kept the silver. Kind of reminds me of the difference between the IWGP heavyweight and junior heavyweight belts.
Ooh.
Good take, Rob. Good take.
Yeah.
I respect that. So we get into this. We get that nasty Destroyer. Lots of near falls in between, and then everything goes different from this point. That Doomsday drop kick into the Poison Rana. Swerve Scott got effed up at the end here with finishers. Like, he was getting hit and everybody was trying to pin him. It felt like a video game kind of match. Like, oh my god, he got hit again. It's like your one friend is weak and his power's like in the red, or his body's in the red, playing WWE 2K or Fire Pro or something, and they were just finisher, and all of a sudden it was like, well, you can't be mad when the dude didn't kick out. He got hit with 3 finishers, bro. Right. He gets hit with the Angel Wings Clipper, I think is what it's called. I don't remember, but Garza's finisher, and then eventually the Irish Ace gets in there, steals it with a Devlin side suplex, throws you up, catches you, and then side suplexes you. Looks very basic, devastating. He picks up the 1, 2, 3. I told you guys, Jordan Devlin is going to do big things, and it's starting already. He is the new NXT Cruiserweight champion. This match got a grade of an A-.
It was that good, y'all.
It was damn good. I thought that this was one you could not sleep on in this one. Rockstar Savage said, my boy Jordan, the new NXT Cruiserweight champion, Finn Balor 2.0. Harsh. Jesus said people sleep on 205 Live. Oh, Rob is not feeling work. What's going on, Thomas Poster? As much as I dislike Matt Riddle, I like Jordan Devlin. Nothing wrong with that, Tom. That's your opinion. Wing Clipper. Thank you, Rob. I hate when they change the name of moves or they try to modify them a little bit. So
you know that's what they're going for.
But I'm very happy that Jordan Devlin won this match. Now the Cruiserweight Championship is in NXT UK, and they need another title over there for, guys like Ligero. Like, come on, like...
do they need the belt, though? I feel like this is a belt that could travel across both brands.
Well, that's what I'm saying is, look how many belts over in NXT alone right now. Like, they have the North American Championship, that's mid-card. That's what I'm saying is, now they have a mid-card title over in the UK. He's not feeling UK, y'all. Like,
I'm not.
We've been talking about this all night. He is not feeling UK, and I'm still a supporter since day one.
Aiden in the chat. Aiden Chatfield, what is going on? Is Ruby Riott going to be in the Women's Rumble? Talk who is coming back for the Rumble. Aiden, my good friend, you got to subscribe to the channel, number one, my friend. And number two, we did talk about this on our Royal Rumble preview show with Tom Collahue, pro wrestling journalist. If you want to check that out, it's in the archives. You can leave a comment on there, but we did discuss all of that. Malik Murray in the house. What's going on, Malik? He said, do you think the new Cruiserweight Championship looks good? Hell yes. We just went over that. Rob actually has a good take right above you about how it reminded him of the difference between the IWGP Heavyweight Championship and Junior Heavyweight Championship. How come that elevated suplex put down Swerve, but Finn kicked out of it when Dragunov hit it?
Yeah, I just read that, and I'm just going to say, shut up, Rob.
Specialty finishing move. And
let's just call it what it is. It's Finn Balor.
That's Finn. Yeah, touche.
It's Finn.
That's a great segue into our next match. Tag team match, folks. Mustache Mountain versus DIY. My notes are bare. There is nothing there. I'm not going to lie to you. There is a grade, a finish, and 4 letters. This match was incredible in my opinion.
It was.
I thought this match was super dope. All 4 guys worked really well together. This match had everything you could have imagined in it. The spots from the teams, the fans were into it, dueling chants, people getting slammed on their necks, people getting bitch slapped across the face, people using other people's hands to bitch slap people across the face. This was fun. And if you're wondering what the 4 letters I have on the paper are, it is MOTN, Match of the Night. And I'm standing behind that. Stamp it. I don't care what you guys say. Match of the Night. And I already gave a match an A. So think about that. So that's in the A- range.
I signed off on it.
Dude, this was an amazing match. Told a great story here. They did a lot of Tyler Bate being in the ring throughout this match. They also had a great focus on Ciampa's neck. They focused on DIY in their old spots and kind of adding a new flavor to them with Ciampa getting on the apron doing his claps and the self pat. Then Johnny joins him and does the claps too in the pat. I loved every minute of it. DIY came out to their old theme song, the Chrome Hearts. Dude, it was a beautiful thing. What do you want to add to it? No, go ahead, add to it. You can throw it in there.
That leg spot.
Which
when
leg?
they were supposed to catch each other's legs, but...
Oh, yes, and then...
You'll explain it better.
So, they both go for a kick, and they're supposed to catch each other's legs, hop up and down, you slowly put it down, because they're both babyface tag teams. In this match, one person missed the spot, and he sat there, he's like, come on, put me down. And Tyler Bate showed respect and put him down. Like, they adjusted very well in this. If something went wrong, you couldn't tell.
No.
They did some really good stuff here. Near falls with the burning hammer into the knee. I just thought it was fun. I'll throw it to you for anything you'd like to add to this.
You know what? This was the perfect match that I've seen in a long time. It is a perfect match. DIY being separated, story reasons. Then, for the amount of time that they've been separated, going about their own business, just to break them up, give them their own start time. Then you bring them back together. You can tell from the amount of time that they were separated up until now, they've never missed a beat. And then they added stuff to that beat to add more to that legendary tag team that I will go out on a limb and say. And I will sign off on that. F anybody who decides to go against me about it.
Wow. Elitist opinion here.
So, Mr. Creative Knows Everything gave this an A+.
I agree. It's an A+.
Oh, you guys put me on the spot to make a change, huh? You know what? I will say it. I've made a mistake before. I will give this match an A+.
Live.
Live. Is this the first? Wait.
No, it's not my first A+.
Okay.
Technically, my first A+ was... I've given them to a couple other matches. I think like Omega Okada got one. You got it. It's elite. It's rare.
No. We're talking about for this brand.
For NXT.
Have you ever changed a grade live? That's what I want to know.
I'm saying,
yeah, plenty of times.
I'm saying for like WWE as a whole.
Has WWE ever gotten an
I'm
A?
saying Raw, SmackDown, and NXT as a whole.
A+, you're saying?
Yes.
Even Rockstar.
And NXT
Rockstar just said A+. You know what? It's A+, y'all.
Or are we just talking about WWE or all wrestling companies? Towards the end, we could talk about other companies, possibly Aiden, for some questions if you want. Let's see here. Malik Murray said DIY should get the NXT tag titles, please. We'll never know. What is going on to R-Dub from Run the Ropes? R-Dub, I love your polls that you've been putting up, brother. I've been voting in them every night, man. I've been sweating once you got to the Final Four for the Royal Rumbles. He said, we will look back at this match in December and say this is a Match of the Year candidate.
I can say it's Match of the Year now.
I'm putting it as a classic. I think it's something that you can go back and watch if you want to watch a good match.
Absolutely.
I'm putting it down there. You know what? And I felt burnt because the first time I reviewed Gargano and Ciampa, I gave it an A, and I left it at that. And afterwards, going back, I'm like, dude, that is probably the best match. NXT New Orleans I'm talking about. Best match in NXT history. Might be in WWE history in a while. I put that storyline in top 5 greatest WWE storylines, I think, too. I love that feud. So this match deserves it, and it
Bravo.
And it ends with Trent Seven trying to stop Tyler Bate from receiving the the meet in the middle.
Yep.
And dude, so many great spots. The Tyler Bates up at the top, and Trent Seven's holding down Tommaso Ciampa's arms, and then he pulls him on top. I didn't even see it happen. That's how quick it happened.
Yeah.
Listen, I didn't even know he did all the corkscrew spins. I thought it was just like a swanton bomb, and then when they slowed it down, I'm like, oh, okay.
That boy's fast.
What is going? TNT Thursday Night Throwdown. Not sure if you discussed already, but who challenges Devlin for the Cruiserweight chip? TNT, save that for me, brother. If you guys haven't subscribed, please, I'm begging someone to subscribe so you guys can see the graphics.
Subscribe.
So he ends up hitting the meet in the middle on Trent Seven. It was over from there. We knew it. 1, 2, 3. A+ match. Great match. Go back out of your way to see this. If you missed this event, if you were out, watch this. Tell a friend to watch it. I'm telling you, it was that good. Let's get into the NXT Championship match. There's going to be a little miniature discussion in between all of this as well.
I don't know if it's going to be miniature, bro.
Did he really just...
What?
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mercedes.
No,
wait. I skipped a part.
Oh.
Mercedes Martinez was in the crowd, and they showed her. Then they showed Dakota Kai in the crowd, and then Tegan Nox comes from out of nowhere and starts mollywopping that bitch, and she deserves it. I get it. It calls for it in storyline. She starts beating on her, whooping her ass. It makes sense. Ambush her. The fans are chanting, "Let them fight!" Security comes out, breaks it up. This is going to be a good match, I think, at NXT TakeOver Portland.
It is.
They've been telling a great story with it, man.
Great.
So,
it'll be a great revenge match.
GG Vision, what's up, fool? I see you in here. Gaming time and stuff. Let us see. Hey, come on in. So, we look at this, boys. This is something different here, right? We have the NXT Championship on the line. It's Rhea Ripley versus Toni Storm. Now, here's where the controversy comes in. Chat, you hold on, I'm bringing it up. Chat, let me set the tone.
No, I'm just saying, why don't we just talk about the match first, and then do the discussion of what?
I'll allow it. We're gonna postpone it, and then we'll talk about it because it's gonna be controversial. But I want everyone's opinion in here. So this match, I was disappointed, man. I don't know what it is about Toni Storm, Rhea Ripley, man. I'm expecting some great match, and I'm always just like, it was solid. It was
I think
good.
For some reason, I think they were thrown off a little bit. Like I think the problem was, in my opinion, how do we compare to the last match?
This was their better match, but I still think their Mae Young Classic match was their best match that they've had.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I just feel like they were like, how do we top the match that just came before us? That's my opinion. That's how I saw it. Like,
so you're saying that it was Hurt?
Yeah.
Heard it was lovely though. Yeah, that crowd was dead tired from it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
All right, that's a fair assumption.
All Donnie, energy was taken out.
Donnie's sitting back there like he wants to say something. Donnie, focus on the camera. Donnie, we're gonna work on off camera cues for you. What are you doing behind me? You're messing me up. What do you think of this?
I'm just worried about the conversation after this. So it was decent. It was a good match. I did expect more. But
boy's anxious.
Yeah, I was just expecting more. These two have history, and I figured, this was their third set or
fourth, fifth. I don't know. Rob said that this is a C+ match. They were off because they've killed it with each other many times before. Mae Young Classic, for example.
Yeah, that could be, yeah. So, that's all I'm saying is I was expecting more.
I feel like the crowd was out of it.
I missed part of this. Donnie persuaded me to give this a B-. Rob, I had the same grade as you, but Donnie did persuade me into a B-. I could agree. They're not bad. It was just kind of at the end. You were just like,
Rhea Ripley with those eye contacts.
Woo! I didn't do any woo for the credit, guys. Riptide gets the win for the 1, 2, 3. Rhea Ripley's who they're building around. Triple H is obviously mentoring her, so I'm not surprised by any of this. And I'm not saying that to get Rhea Ripley hate. I'm just saying I'm not surprised by any of this. So Rhea Ripley gets the win.
Is it
B-. What, to be mentored by Triple H? I'm just tired of seeing, so here's the thing I've noticed. A lot of NXT people, though, when they get pushed, they start doing a little Triple H move, a knee to the face. Oh, I'm going to flip over just like you in the corner. You just start to notice these little things, and Hunter gets a little twinkle in his eye at you like, oh, I like that. You know what I mean? It's probably like the same thing with Shawn. Like, oh, I'm going to do the flip like Shawn used to do. Don't do my stuff, kid. You know, you do stuff to impress the people above you. I get it. Cool, whatever. It's just stuff that you got to pay attention to.
Right.
Mr. Creative says Toni Storm lost her edge.
Wow.
That's tough to say. I think that the jury's still out on that. I'm not going to speak on it just yet, but I'm kind of in the same boat in wanting to discuss that. But we have a bigger thing to discuss. Now, this match was for the NXT Championship, and I see some of you are already in here discussing.
Who said something first?
I
want to know what people are saying first.
Aiden Chatfield said it first. He brought up about Tessa with the championship she won from a guy. She didn't get a chance, was in WWE. Let me see here. R-Dub said expectations are too high. R-Dub 100% in agreement with that. Interesting to see Storm and Ripley and how they do in the Rumble tomorrow. Baszler will dominate NXT-wise. Good point, TNT. It's almost like AJ Nakamura at WrestleMania. We expected Wrestle Kingdom Classic. Rob, don't even make me cry thinking about that. No NXT people in the Men's Royal Rumble is a mistake. Let's get into this.
No.
Some people brought it up. Someone said, Rockstar said WWE tried to push their SJW shit. This is what we're going to talk about real quick, boys. Some SJW shit. If that's what you want to call it. The NXT title has dropped the women's part of it. It's now just called the NXT Championship. This was something that was prevalent on Wednesday's show. I know I don't review it, but I watch, I promise. Morrow seemed like he was struggling not to say it because it's something new. When you get told, like, don't say, like I told you, don't say championship anymore, you're going to be like, well, what do you want me to say? And you're going to still want to revert to what you always call it. So, when it comes to this, boys, we're going to have a little bit of an argument here because we were arguing throughout this entire match about this. What do you think of the name change?
You want to go first?
You go first, bro. You go right ahead.
Okay,
Let them know.
So, I was not privy to the name change. I didn't know anything about it. My issue with it is, okay, so everybody wants to have equality within the company. I'm all for that. I'm not taking that away from anybody. Women in this world should be equal to men. You know what I mean? Like, we're past the, well, 30% of us are past the male chauvinist pig era.
Where'd you get that number from? You gotta check people on that stuff.
I'm just saying, 30% of us are past that. And that's being generous. It's probably about like 15.
You think? I think there's more people past that. I think it's younger generation is past it.
That's why I'm saying it's like 30%.
Okay.
People around our age are past that. The new millennials are not. Or this new generation, or however you want to look at it. But that's besides the point.
What do you mean they're not? I think they're pushing it. They're the ones who want it like that.
I'm talking about the new generation.
Listen,
bro.
let's just get into the point of the title. So you guys disagree with me on
yes,
this?
because if you take the NXT Women's Championship away from the Women's Championship, then you have the NXT Championship. So then you have one championship there. Now you have Adam Cole with the NXT Championship. So now you have two NXT Championships. How do you have that? How do you go by saying Adam Cole the NXT Championship and then Rhea Ripley NXT Championship? Well, who's the real champion? So then you want equality, right? So now you need to get rid of one of those belts and say the women can win, because if you look back, Tessa Blanchard won that title from a guy, So now there's your equality.
But Tessa Blanchard's in a different company. We're talking about NXT.
It doesn't matter. If you want equality, fine. So then that means there is no women's Royal Rumble. There's no men's Royal Rumble. It's one Royal Rumble. So now you got to get rid of the 30.
There's no Evolution pay-per-views.
Exactly. So you got to get rid of the 30 and add what?
Really
10 more. So now the Royal Rumble is 40, right? Because it's roughly what, 10 women in WWE right now?
No, this is more than that.
Well, I'm just saying roughly. So
you're talking about main roster wise?
Yeah.
About 25.
Okay, so then you add it up. There you go. Royal Rumble 55.
R-Dub says it sounds like they want to be like the UFC. Anybody please chime in with your thoughts on this too, like big picture.
But see, the problem with that is UFC can differentiate because you have the welterweight, you have the bantamweight, you have the heavyweight, you got the lightweight, you got feather, you got all different kinds of weights here. In WWE, all you have is the heavyweight champion.
Bring back World War III. We don't need no damn 3-ring battle royals, R-Dub. Hell no.
That's what I'm saying. So you're gonna do all this wild shit. Let's just be wild about it. See, I want to see Rhea Ripley challenge Brock Lesnar for the title.
All right, Rob says I'm going to keep saying it. If Sammy can't challenge for the Knockout Championship, then F your equality. I stand by the name change was completely unnecessary.
It is.
Time out, though. I'm going to argue. Can I be on the other side? Because I haven't brought up the other side points.
Go ahead.
So, throughout the history of time, and I'm a big person. I don't want to get political because people will get mad. Because I try to bring in some old stuff and psychology and everything else. Bro, if you go back to the beginning of time... I'm sorry, Chad. I'm not looking at you. I should be facing the camera. I yell at Donnie for shit like this. Since the beginning of time, we have talked about equality and everything else. And I feel like sometimes there is a toll to pay when you do it and it's too late and now the people are woke. All right? You still with me, everybody?
Yep.
So, during that time process, the title was always called the WWE title, the WWF, however you grew up, right? Or it was the NXT Championship. Why is it not the NXT Men's Championship? That's bullshit too then. I get it. I'm just trying to see myself on the women's side of things. And this all started, we believe, because of Becky Lynch and what she said on Backstage. I don't know if that's true.
Not on NXT.
Time out. Hold on. Let me finish my point. It still matters, though, to an extent, because she came from NXT. When were the women getting a chance to main event all those times before NXT? It didn't happen. You were in bra and panty matches, stripping people butt booty ass naked, thinking that shit was cool while King yelled puppies and here's the title for you.
Gravy boat match.
Santa Claus matches, schoolgirl matches. That is ridiculous. Now, is there a place for this in wrestling? Maybe. Do people want to see that? I don't think that today's audience wants to see that stuff anymore. There's places where you can see that. I can give you the website. I just need to see your ID first to make sure that you can go on that website. There's no reason to have that in wrestling today, I feel like. You can go to other places. If you want to see that kind of stuff, there's plenty of bars. There's plenty of places that have mud wrestling and all that other stuff. Now.
Yo, real quick.
What?
Aiden, we see a lot of your questions, and we will definitely answer them for you towards the end of the show, sir, because I really like your questions.
Yeah, you got some good questions.
Yes.
Continue.
Please don't leave.
Yeah, Aiden, we do AEW reviews every Wednesday, if you care. R-Dub, come on. R-Dub writes puppies. R-Dub, you were my man always to go to. He said World War III and puppies tonight. You're killing me, R-Dub. We got to get him on the show. I love R-Dub. GG Vision says, I think with so many titles, you need defining terms before the word title and belt. I think that's the problem, isn't being taken away any word women's. Look it, and I'm going to say this. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying you're a woman. There's nothing wrong with it. Just call the NXT title the men's title belt then. But everyone's like, oh, well, it's the world heavyweight. Either distinguished by gender, men and women's, or distinguished by weight class. Pick something and stick with it, is what I'm saying. WWE's being too wishy-washy with shit. And if you're not going to do intergender matches, Derek, you can't do all that other stuff. You can't have it like Impact Wrestling has it. That's ridiculous.
That's what I'm saying. So if
WWE's never going to allow men to hit women, and I get it. And AEW said the same thing, even though they did technically have a match on the cruise with Kenny and Rio versus Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford.
Can we take a little step back just for a second? Let me say this. Can I just say this?
No, this is my show.
Did Randy Orton not RKO? What's her name?
Nia Jax?
Was it last year?
Like I said, you can't have your toe half in, half out on this shit.
What is it?
But then when you play the video game, if you smack a woman, it's a DQ. Even if it's a manager on the outside, it's a DQ. So pick what you want to do.
So if they're playing off of what Becky said, then you need to adapt what UFC is doing.
But they already have. Look it. This is not my title belt for the record.
They're not calling it that though.
This is my wife's title belt. I don't like that the designs are the same for the belts anymore. I like when every belt had its own design. That's just a personal look of the titles thing. But they are trying to build up equality for the belts. That's why the men and the women's heavyweight championship belts, and I said women's, look different. And we don't know on the main roster if they're going to call it women's title because we didn't watch SmackDown. Check out NWA Hard Times review.
Right.
So,
but I'm just saying, if you want the equality or you want to eliminate the names,
chill on Nia. I love Jesus. I just be like,
if you want to get rid of the names so that it's not the World Heavyweight Championship and then the Women's Heavyweight Championship, you have to adopt what UFC is doing. It has to be.
I really want them to go by, what he said with call the Adam Cole's title the men's NXT title. And then call what was already called
or do it like New Japan and have divisions. I don't know why we can't just make sense of shit. Can we all just sit in a room one day and just say, let's look at all the little shit that we do. Go by divisions then. This is the heavyweight championship. You're a cruiserweight. You know what I mean? Yeah. Go call it light heavyweight. You can do that. There's nothing wrong with the word light heavyweight. You just have to have defining rules, and I feel like nobody wants to do that because then you're boxing people in for creativity wise. Like I said, we're gonna end this here. You guys can leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. I want to hear it because I've heard people already in the Everything Pro Wrestling Facebook group. Check out the link tree if you want to join. Arguing both sides of this, and
I'm just saying, in my opinion, don't take it away. It does not diminish your stature if you are the men's championship or the women's champion. It doesn't diminish anything. To me, you have a title.
Right.
R-Dub said the same thing here. Aiden is coming in with some good questions.
What did he say?
I'll save it, Aiden. Aiden, pick one or two that you want. We'll answer them at the end real quick. Let's get into this main event, though. Undisputed Era versus Imperium. Let me just say the crowd was kind of hot for this one. That's why it's the background photo for the thumbnail for this. This was a fun match, man. Nothing to complain about. Undisputed Era was over as shit. Undisputed Era came out. They were looking boss. I like that Roddy was pissed that he lost the North American title. He was mad. He should have been mad. That's what you do. I don't want to see none of that John Cena happy bullshit.
Right, yeah. You're all for that.
Yeah, especially seeing his boys, they still have their gold, and
Yeah, jealousy a little bit. Imperium, I thought they were over as well. They did a really good job. It's all based off of Walter, a little bit of the flash of Barthel and Aichner too, and Wolfe just joining them. I get it. Imperium's a great faction. I absolutely love watching them when I get a chance to check out NXT UK. And the first thing that we have in the notes here, because Derek took the notes, Alexander Wolfe got knocked out. Bro, you needed the smelling salts. Yeah. He definitely got kicked in the head. He was knocked out. Nothing he could do about it.
And I want people to not diminish the fact, like take away anything from this match. There's things that you can prevent, and then there's things that you can't prevent. This was a situation that you could not prevent, so I don't want you to change your thought on the match. Like, it was here, now it's here because of that. No.
Well, it was difficult, though, because it was 4-on-3, and I'm going to kind of get into that towards the end real quick. Walter, he put mean smacks. Walter was chopping the shit out of people throughout this entire match. Shotgun chops. You know how Walter gets down. Areolas could be bleeding. That's how bad it was. He was just chopping people. Chop on O'Reilly. The double German suplex spot. Another great spot with Walter involved. The angle slam through the table. At one point, Roderick Strong angle slam Walter's big ass through the table. Really, really good stuff here. I love what they did with this match. They went through the table and the moonsault by Fabian Aichner from the top rope, jumping from one side of the ropes to the other. Moonsault gets the pinfall. Really good stuff here. Now, everybody's out on the floor. They're all down and out. Bobby Fish is in the ring. You know something bad's about to happen when you go for a move you've never seen them do before. Bobby Fish goes for a moonsault, misses. Walter power bombs the shit out of him, then puts his legs on top of him, all his weight on top of him. 1, 2, 3. Imperium gets the win 4-on-3. Here's where the problem comes in with what you were talking about, though. You look like chumps to an extent. You lost to 3 dudes and you have 4.
True. But can we all agree that Kyle O'Reilly alone tonight was badass?
Oh, Kyle O'Reilly was definitely the MVP of the Undisputed Era tonight.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Yeah, he kicked ass in this match. Hands are like cricket bats, Rob said. How much would it take for you to take one of Walter's chops shirtless full force? You pay off. I'm going to say the same thing I always say. You get rid of all my debt that I have to colleges, bro. I will take a chop from Walter. All right? Not much that I won't do to get rid of that debt. Right. We gave this one an A- in the end. We really thought hard about it, and A- for this match. Nothing really bad. Only thing was Wolfe getting hurt is the only thing I didn't like about it.
Hopefully he's not. Hopefully it was just like a
stinger or something.
Just a stinger or like a knockout.
Nothing too serious, because you don't want to.
I mean, if you really look at, if you watch it in slow motion, he did. Fish definitely caught him on the chin instead of like the head directly. So hopefully that's all it was. Is that he took the shot to the chin and that's what knocked him out or kept him dazed, because he wasn't fully knocked out. But if that's what took him out of the match, let's just hope that that's what that was.
We'll probably be able to update his status hopefully within the next couple days. We gave this an A-. Overall show grade, we went with an A- for the show. Live chat, let me know if it was a thumbs up, thumbs down show for you guys. Let's see if we can run through some of these questions while we're waiting for people to throw us some answers. Tom said that I would say this match is better than the 4 doinks facing Bam Bam Bash and Booger and the Head Shrinkers. Just kidding. Sorry, the old school fan in me wanted to laugh. Is ECW coming back with all copyright files and trademarks just so no one like AEW takes them? No.
No.
I'm keeping it simple.
Who said that?
I say no.
Aiden. I'm just going through answering his questions that he had before.
Nah, I don't think so, Aiden. I don't think it's happening.
Could Matt Hardy go to AEW? Yes. Let's see here. Storm and Ripley, future NXT Tag Team Champions. I could see it. Why not? Tessa Blanchard. No, I don't see that with her being in the Rumble.
No, she's currently signed with a company.
Yeah, that's definitely not happening at this moment. Did TNT ask one? If you've already discussed this, but who challenges Devlin now for the Cruiserweight Championship? I think Ligero is probably the next one in line, like Donnie brought up. That's who I would say from UK. Let UK hold on to that title for a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Let's see here. Is Ruby Riott going to be in the Women's Rumble? And talk who is coming back for the Rumble. We brought that up before, but Ruby, I think she waits until after Mania. R-Dub says A-. Rockstar Savage says A-. Double thumbs up from Thomas Polster. They are building dissension amongst the UE as the prophecy crumbles, Rob says. I like it. And other people are giving this an A. WWE owns everything to do with ECW, so it's just wishful thinking. I agree. But thank you guys for taking the time out to join us today for this review. We are getting ready to get out of here. Please make sure you join us tomorrow for the Royal Rumble. We'll be answering all your questions, going through the Rumble, praying that it's a good show. We will be back tomorrow night with the Royal Rumble review. Make sure you check us out. This is for me, Derek, Donnie. Peace.